This is the Jug O Sip podcast.
The next one we have is a wonderful Hulu show starring Frank Azaria called Brockmire. It is Charlie's, I think, favorite show right now.
It's probably one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite Hulu show right now.
And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out. Now, it's a show about a guy who was a baseball announcer.
He still is.
Well, a big league one. And then he had a nervous breakdown because his wife had...
Well, let me explain. Yeah. Basically, he and this, you can see this in the first episode, the first 5 minutes of the first episode.
This is basically the gist of it.
So Brockmire was a baseball announcer who came into his house one day, one evening after one of his games, and found his wife cheating on him in the form of doing BDSM sex acts with a strap on their neighbor.
I mean, if she was...
And also... it was an orgy. That just happened to be what she was doing in the orgy.
And here's the thing. Not for nothing, if you aren't married and or if you're in an open relationship, that's all well and good. Get it, girl. Have all the fun you want. But she was cheating and doing it in a very dishonorable and rude way.
Yeah, she refers to herself as omnisexual, and essentially she figured it out in a very inconvenient time for Brockmire.
And that's unfortunate because a lot of middle-aged women, a lot of women get married in their 20s, and then by 40 they start going through a sexual awakening that can really fuck shit up. The same time around a guy has a midlife crisis.
Right. Now, okay, so you titled the round. I picked mine 3 first.
Yes, you pick your 3.
Okay, my quarantine for Brockmire. My quarantine for Brockmire. This is easy. Brockmire, Charles, and Uribe.
That's exactly my team. That's exactly. So give me, I already had it planned. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to pick Uribe, Charles, and Brockmire. It's going to be so different. Wait, what the fuck, bro? So why do you pick them? It's probably the same fucking reason.
Okay, well, Brockmire is Brockmire. Okay? He's out of his mind.
He's funny.
He's incredibly funny. He has so many stories.
But his depressions are dark, so if he had a depression attack, he would just go to his room and leave you the fuck alone.
Or he would just vanish and then come back completely unscathed.
He'd come back from some other place. If you were in quarantine, he couldn't leave. So basically, he would either go to his room and do cocaine for 4 days, or he would just have a meltdown, cry, and piss himself or something.
Well, this is part of the reason why I have Uribe, because Brockmire and Uribe, they're binging buddies.
They do. They go on benders together.
Right. Now, here's the thing. The only risk with that is Brockmire and Uribe like to have orgies a lot. And they would be like a revolving door of
no, but keep in
women.
mind, quarantine, you cannot let people in or out. It's only you 3. So they would most likely probably just be fucking each other, which is fine.
Well, they're not I don't know about Uribe, but
let's just
they're not bisexual.
But the thing is, I think those two are just so flexible that under the right circumstances, they wouldn't give a shit. And Charles is the level-headed one.
Yeah, well, that's the greatest irony. There's a character on the show also named Charles,
who is a black kid,
smart black kid,
and smart.
Weirdly similar to me in a lot of ways, which I would like hanging out with him because he's not into the same stuff that I'm into. Actually, yeah, he is. He's into podcasting and wow, okay.
And he hangs out with a manic, depressive person who chain smokes and swears a lot.
You are kind of like my Brockmire, aren't you, Lindsay? A little bit.
I want that jacket. The thing is, I don't lose control with my benders or anything. I only smoke weed, do shrooms every 2 to 5 years, and I drink occasionally.
Right.
I'm a pretty responsible adult. But the thing is,
But like Brockmire, you have hilarious stories, too.
I have these weird stories. I'm like, yo, so let me tell you about the time I got stabbed once, and people are just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? It's fine. And I'm very casual about the fucked up shit that happened to me, but I'm also deeply sensitive enough to have a nervous breakdown and flip out at people if I have to. I'm moody.
Now, those are my reasons. What would be your reasons for picking those same people?
The thing is, it's essentially the same. Charles is so much like you that I know I would get along with him. He's perfectly fine, and he's smart, and I like smart people.
Okay.
Brockmire is fun. Even when he's crazy, I could handle someone who has meltdowns and nervous breakdowns because I'm used to people who have mental health issues. I have friends and shit and, people I love who have needed me in very sudden crisis situations that I wasn't prepared to handle, but I did.
Right.
Uribe would be fun. I wouldn't do coke or anything with him. I'd probably smoke weed with those two. And Uribe and I would just be able to talk about shit. And, he seems like a respectful enough guy that if you tried to fuck...
You can find the Jug O Sip podcast on YouTube and Spotify every Monday and Friday.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow at Jug O Sip Podcast on all social media.